In this video we will be showing you how to make German Schnitzels. We have everything prepared, as you can see, and Daniela is going to start with the preparation here in a minute. After we're done preparing, we will be preparing or finishing the schnitzels actually in the air fryer, and then we will put it on one of our mini breads which we baked recently.
Okay, hello everybody. I have 4 center cut pork chops, boneless, that I got at the store. The 4 are roughly a good pound. So I want to tenderize them first, and for that I'm pounding them down a little bit. I hope it doesn't get so loud here. Let me try. Okay, so all 4 on one side, and we'll turn them around and do quickly the other side. That makes them a little bit thinner, but also they just get a little more tender afterwards when you cook them. So then we have the 4 ready. I use salt, pepper, and paprika on them, and I sprinkle that on each side. You need to be a little generous with the spices because the breading will take quite some of the flavor later on away. So I kind of, usually go over it with the salt first, then the pepper and the paprika. And then we'll turn them around and do the same on the other side. Okay, it goes fairly fast. It's a popular dinner meal here at our house, and there's different ways, how you can cook them, but as Uwe told you earlier, we'll be cooking them in the air fryer. Since I got my air fryer some months ago, it's kind of one of my popular small appliances in the house that I like to use. Okay, so I'm preparing here the egg quickly. So I use 1 egg, plenty for 4, maybe even for 5 or 6 of those center cut pork chops. Just mixing it up. And then I start with the flour, so be careful with it. We want a little bit of flour on it, so not too much, because it will help us later on with the egg wash, that the breading will stick nicely to it. Turn it around. Doing that side. And now we will bread them. So flour first, egg wash second on both sides, and then we're using the breadcrumbs and getting it nicely even on both sides. 1, number 2, here we go. Oops. As you can see, it's a very quick weeknight meal even. You can even bread them in advance, up to some hours, I would say a couple hours, 4 hours maybe max, and then cook them when everybody's home. Hold on, I need a little more of the crumbs. See, as you can see by the egg, we could make maybe 1 or 2 more. So our schnitzels are now prepared. Our next step will be that we're putting them in the air fryer. So we're back now. I have the 4 breaded schnitzels here. And before I put them in the air fryer, I have to add a little bit of oil. I would not recommend for that procedure to use a sprayer. I use that for anything else, but you need to get a little bit of grease on the breading that it browns a little bit. So let me just, I still watch how much oil we use, so I'm somewhat careful. You know, you could most likely use more. When you go to a traditional German restaurant, or you have a traditional person in Germany cooking them, they usually, when they fry them in the pan, it is super greasy. So I was looking for an alternative from us, how we can have the schnitzel but still, you know, cut back on the grease a little bit. Turn them around, do the same on the other side. 1, 2, okay. They can go in the air fryer now. So I have a basket style. They are super popular right now, so you find them in different forms and shapes. So we'll take the basket out. I have parchment in there for the schnitzels. And I'll be setting the 4 in here. So mine is just big enough for 4. Sometimes I have to, there we go. Put it back in. And then I start mine at 400 for 7 minutes on one side, and then we'll be back when we flip them over, and then we'll do another 7 minutes on the other side. The 7 minutes are over, so I'll flip them. Take a look. We'll flip them over so they get another 7 minutes at 400 Fahrenheit. There we go. Put them back in. "407 minutes again, and we'll be back shortly." So the 7 minutes are over. The second 7 minutes. Oh wow, they got a little more color now. We'll take them out of the air fryer. They're done. So there were a total of 14 minutes in there. Oops. Be careful. 2. So that's the finished schnitzels, and I'll show you in a moment how I set them up in the mini breads. Okay, here we are. We have the 4 schnitzels, and I have the mini breads baked from earlier, and I want to show you how I prepared the sandwiches for my family. So you can bake the mini breads already in the morning or some hours earlier. Slice the bun. Hold on, we'll do it like this. Putting the schnitzel on there, and then we'll close it, you know, but I want to leave it here on the side right now that you can see it a little bit, and that would be my dinner meal for today.